I have been so excited for Deadpool and Wolverine ever since it was announced, and like to the point that I've been like buzzing with anticipation for it. With so much to think about and so much to include, was there anything that you wish had actually worked out? Was there any ideas or suggestions that didn't end up making the final cut?
Honestly, I feel like I feel like we got everything that we wanted, and as Kevin said, like I might be getting high on my own supply, but I really genuinely love this movie and where we landed, and it almost feels like destiny. You know, we had such a hard time figuring out what this movie was going to be, what the story was going to be, but the second that Hugh was officially on board, we had a first draft of the script in 8 weeks. And we opened a production office and we gave it to the crew. And obviously, you know, we rewrote beyond the first draft, but we were prepping from that draft and we were shooting 6 months later, you know? And I feel like these guys are always so committed and we've tried so many things, but the movie kind of wrote itself and then it almost cut itself. It felt like this strange alchemy of destiny, and I really can't wait for everyone to see it, and I have no regrets about anything that I wish would have been in the movie. Maybe like a couple tiny jokes that I personally loved, but nothing, no story or, oh, I missed this. No, very happy where we landed.
Oh, I love that. And I have to say kudos to you and the team for turning it around so fast because
Thank
with
you.
the delays with the strike action, you only really had maybe what 6 months to turn around. That's unheard of nearly these days.
Yeah, it was one of the shortest post schedules I think of all time. Certainly on a movie that I've worked on, and certainly for a movie of this size. But you know, we had shot a little less than half the movie, so when we were shut down, we were able to kind of start getting some of those things in the post production pipeline. So that helped us. But honestly, we had such an incredible team to be able to pull this off on the schedule we did.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And one thing that I found very interesting because I am like such a Marvel nerd that Cassandra Nova has been described as an alien in quite a lot of the descriptions that have been released. So is
Right.
that kind of the direction that the MCU is taking her into, or is this, just an easier way of describing her, shall we say? Because it is more complex in the comics.
Right. And the comics are confusing because like she was in the womb with Charles, but then she was sort of an alien, and then she grew herself in a wall of a sewer. And I don't know if we go into that level of detail in the film, and what you see is what you get. And I think maybe we went a little more traditional in Cassandra's upbringing.
I love it. And one thing that I've always loved is the soundtrack for Deadpool. It's always been an absolute banger. And there is an inclusion in this edition, which I was very surprised to hear, which was NSync. Now, I have to ask, whose idea was that? Because it's genius. And is that Ryan himself busting a move?
I don't know if I can answer the question of who is busting the move. I think the idea for NSYNC Bye 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 was our editor, Shane Reed, who is brilliant and a savant. And by the way, as someone who grew up on NSYNC, saw them in concert, I still have the t-shirt, by the way. That was also the first scene that I ever saw, cut footage, was they showed me that fight set to NSYNC Bye Bye Bye. And it just set the tone for the rest of the project because it's thrilling, it's a dance party, it's such a banger, and yeah, I mean, what a way to start the movie.
Are you ready? Fuck yeah, I'm ready. I'm the Wolverine.